Oh, hey! Hi! It's me, Wilma Fingerdoo, with the Fingerdoo review of RuPaul's Drag Race Season 10, Episode 4, The Ball to End All Balls. And all I have to say is, Jorge, drink me! Oh, what is that? Did you make the electric tea? Ooh, James made the electric tea. Now, basically what this is, because some of you complained I didn't tell you what last week's drink had in it. This is basically a Long Island iced tea, except with triple sec, we took that away and we put in the blue curacao. And then instead of Coke, my tea has no shade, so we just used a little Sprite. Oh, I think I just got electric shock treatment right there. Sweet beats. All right, so let's get to it. We started this episode off by saying bye to Yua. Well, not for long, though. I mean, once everyone kind of decided that they didn't care what she wrote in Chinese, they moved right the hell on to the drama of Asia borrowing gloves from Blair. Oh, and the drama of it all. And especially once you cut to Aquaria's face. This is how you poke the bear, Aquaria. You don't say anything right to their face. You say it out loud in the room and see what they do. That's poking the bear. Good for all those girls, because it made me laugh out loud. But that was quickly eclipsed by the drama of who threw Monique under the bus, because in Untucked, that was the beginning of the drama. Well, now it came to a head, and Mayhem had to explain herself. And this is the thing. I have to say, I didn't feel that Mayhem threw anyone under the bus. She just said, well, this is what I was told to do, and this is what I felt Cameron got out of that whole situation scot-free, because I felt she had done more bus throwing. I'm just saying. But it made no never mind, because the girls were there to drag another day. And they started that day off by critiquing Monet's wigs. I hadn't even noticed that she was wearing all those pussycat wigs, because I think they look quite good on her. But no, once they said it, I was like, oh, that's right. She had that little top knot of dirt for the bubbles and the sponge dress, which we're never going to live down. She cut those sponges up, so they're going to have sponge bits on the set of RuPaul's Drag Race for season 20. Watch. It is ridiculous. Serious. But at least Monet stood up for herself by saying that she could model anything. And then, of course, Monique threw the beautiful shade of model or waddle. I have to say, I waddle everything. I have no shame in my game. I'm just saying. But then it was time for Ru's message. And can I just take a moment to enjoy the view? That Cameron, he may be quiet and he may not bring a lot of attention to himself, but just standing there with his ass in your direction, that's enough of an icebreaker if you ask me. You could crack walnuts in that. You could crack anyone's nuts in that, I'm sure. I'm just saying. But nice job, Cameron. You keep lifting those weights, girl. Seriously. Well, we can't dwell on that because Ru came into the room with the mini challenge, which was to photobomb celebrity photos. And I thought this was great. I have to say that my favorite was Monique Hart. That was hysterical. I also love Blair Sinclair because she looked like Amy Sedaris in Shut Up, I'm Talking. Seriously, I draw motorcycle boys to me. I can't help it. But seriously, Blair St. Clair's Amy Sedaris Stranger with Candy look was also hilarious. And Ms. Crackers, which is why it was a little bit of a shock for me that Aquaria won. I'm not saying she didn't deserve it. It was funny. It was great. Maybe she did great pictures throughout the whole shoot that we never saw. I don't know. I just thought it was a little suspect that she won. Seriously. And I wasn't the only one. Some girls were giving her the side eye, is all I'm saying. And can we all just say, hey, Shawn Morales showed up with that Postmates promo in far too many clothes for my take. But it's so nice to see him. He even got a line in there. He might have got an upgrade, I'm just saying. So once the swooning stopped, because Shawn had left the building, Ru told the girls about this week's main challenge. The ball to end all balls. The last ball on Earth. Balls, balls, balls. It was just a little early for me. I was surprised that it was this early with that many girls and 3 looks each. I can just see those judges during the, you know what I'm saying? But that said, we started the challenge off with Fabricate. There's a lot of judging going on. All these girls are watching each other. And Asia felt a little out of sorts that Monet grabbed that patent leather red quilted fabric. And rightly so. Because Asia can sew. Monet cannot. And I have to say, as somebody who sews a little Two, it kills me when I see people take great fabric I can't afford and kill it. And it breaks my heart just a little bit. But the other thing that made me laugh so hard, because I knew this was coming, was Asia's philanthropic efforts of helping everybody and being mother hen. I blame Blair. I blame Blair for telling her she made her think of her mother in the world. How old does she think Asia is anyway? I'm starting to hate that 12-year-old. But I knew it was coming. I knew Asia was going to help everybody. And when it would come time to the runway, it would all get thrown in their faces. But I digress. Now, Ru showed up in the workroom, and she had a nice little chat with Blair St. Clair. You can tell she loves her. Tell she loves her already. Because there's that whole thing that she made the mention of. Blair doesn't just look like a 12-year-old boy. She looks like a Disney drawing of a 12-year-old boy, or a prince. She looks like the face of a Hardy Boy on a cover of their books from the 40s. She looks like one of those boys on the Boy Scout handbook from 1939. That's what she looked like out of drag. But to hear her references and her interest in retro and vintage and all that was really exciting, because you could see it excited Ru. Or maybe she just liked 12-year-old boys. Here's to puberty. Personally, I thought it was very brave of Ms. Cracker to ask Aquaria, well, anything quite frankly, but specifically whether she had a sugar daddy or not, because really that's nobody's business. But Aquarius, here's the thing. Having a sugar daddy is like nepotism. Sure, it opens doors for you, but if you don't enter well, what's the point? Do you know what I'm saying? And if you've got a sugar daddy who's paying for stuff and you're still a bad queen, you're a bad queen. Doesn't matter. But Aquaria is a great queen. And if nothing was proven today by her little black cutout space alien extravaganza outfit, she's a crafty queen. And she said she dyed that for herself. So I can imagine that she knows how to look expensive without doing it. That said, I'm with Ms. Cracker. I will take a sugar daddy at any point soon. In fact, they don't have to have money, they can just have sugar. Seriously. So the queens hit the runway for the ball to end all balls, the ball at the end of the world, the last ball on earth. I don't know what the hell it was, but it was exciting right out of the gate, because RuPaul is fantastic. I am just saying, I love Ru. I think she got a great sense of humor. She always makes me laugh. I love her in the workroom. That suit she wore today looked like it was coming at me, but still she presents herself well. I like RuPaul. She doesn't always wear the best dresses. Sometimes, it seems like the face and hair are priority, and then whatever was hanging off the back of the sofa will do with a belt. I'm just saying, sometimes that's what it looks like. Today was not one of those moments. And I'm sure that maybe Raven was sick this week and couldn't do her makeup, and that's why she wore the goggles. Because, she took that off, so there was nothing going on under there. No lashes, no contour, nothing. Good for you, Ru. I may wear mine next week, I'm just saying. But even though it's called RuPaul's Drag Race, it's not about her, it's about the queens. And that runway was hysterically fabulous. I'm just saying, because I didn't expect some of the girls that look good to look good. One of the girls that I thought had consistent looks through the whole thing was Eureka. Now, here at Wilma Bar and Lounge, 996 Queen Street, a few people didn't like her bathing suit look. They said they didn't get it, they didn't understand it. But I love a retro look, and I don't think it was any different than Blair St. Clair's. I also loved her winter look. And then the alien look with the big hair. I'm sorry, she's a big girl, and she goes bigger every time. I love that. Cameron, of course, looked fabulous. All her looks were great. And I have to say, as much as they dismissed her first bathing suit look, we've seen that woman. We've gotten out of that woman's way when she's dragged herself through the hotel lobby to complain again to management. We know who that woman is. I felt so bad for Monet, because she did change it up a little with her wig. I mean, that Tweety Bird thingy, and I'm so sorry for Asia that she butchered that red fabric, because in theory, when she first came out in it, it looked way better than I thought it was gonna. But it was kind of falling apart, and it did look kind of weird. Aquaria did so well. She looked great. All of her looks looked great. The one thing that I thought set her apart from Ms. Cracker was that Aquaria's looks were all editorial. They were all fashion forward. They were all things you would see in magazines today. Where I feel with Ms. Cracker, there's a little twinkle there's a little hint of a punchline, a little bit of a joke. She's got a sense of humor with her looks, and that's what sets them apart for me. Now, I was so surprised that Eureka wasn't safe, but I have to say, I was a little surprised that Dusty ended up in the bottom, because from the way the judges were talking to Asia during the deliberation, it seemed to me that they didn't like her look. And then she tried to throw everyone else under the bus, which is going to make this week's Untucked delicious. And Tisha Campbell, can I just have a moment? I have loved Tisha Campbell since A Little Shop of Horrors. I think she is great, and she was just on Empire this week. She busy. That said, I thought her boobs looked sad. I think she should have told them a joke or fluffed them or something. They just look a little like meh. And then she seemed to be slouching. Ladies, I'm not a fan of a deep V in the front. And if you're going to do it, get some tape or something. Have we learned nothing from Elvira, Mistress of the Night? I'm so serious. See, they look happy. Well, no matter what I thought about anybody, the bottom two ended up being, of course, Dusty and Monet. Now, I just want to say, congratulations to Aquaria. I'm so glad she won. I mean, it looked like it put Ms. Cracker's nose out of joint, just a titchy touch. But that's the kind of thing that gets a bitch winning the next one. Do you know what I'm saying? So I'm thinking that this is going to be the fire under Ms. Cracker's butt. But the fire was on the lip sync for your life. Now, Dusty is not the same kind of lip syncer as Monet. She's not as dynamic or physical with the jumping and the splitting and the all that. And she's also, for somebody, if you watch her videos on YouTube, she has a great sense of humor. She's very theatrical. But she doesn't seem to be funny in the moment. She's one of those people, if she can create the humor, then she'll put it in. But it doesn't seem to come to her. She just performs straight out of the gate. Monet Exchange, on the other hand, I mean, the girls are saying, I mean, it was Ms. Cracker or Aquaria, I keep getting this, I'm just going to say it, I get them mixed up. A Quacker said that Monet shows up no tuck, jumpsuit, little kissy, pussy wig, and people love her. Well, they love her because she's dynamic, she got a huge personality, and she does stuff like that. First of all, she got rid of that skirt. That helped a lot. And then she went to do her death drop and didn't, which I always love. And then she did the split jump. God bless her. She killed it. And Dusty, on a different day, maybe she'd have shantaed. But she didn't. She sashayed, and sadly so. It's going to be a less lovely workroom with Dusty gone. Well, now we're down to 10 girls. We're getting into the nitty-gritty. What do you think? Who's next to go? I'm feeling that this was a good kick in Monet's padded ass. I don't think we'll see her in the bottom for a couple of episodes if she ever goes back there again. But I feel that Mayhem, Asia, there's just a couple of them, as good as they are and as great as they do, something's holding them back. I think it's all up here. I don't know. Maybe they're missing their interwebs. I don't know what these girls are doing, but either way, you're going to have to tune in next week to find out who sashays next. And then when you're done, come on back and see me here at the Fingerdoo Review. Now, don't forget, Wilma Untucked will be hitting the airwaves in a couple of days. It's usually on Sunday, but sometimes I get tired and I sleep in. I'm just saying. But seriously, I haven't even watched Untucked yet. So don't spoil alert it for me. I'm just saying. So until next week, like my channel, subscribe to it, like the video, share it with your friends, leave a comment, because I answer everyone, because I don't have a cat. Until next week, miss me! Mwah! Seriously, Jorge, I'm enjoying this electric tea.